narrows on Route 109. There was a half-mile section that bubbled up with water on a daily, year-round basis. The state combined resources with a number of their departments, and they rebuilt in increments about 2 miles of culverts, drains, and ditch work from Mirror Lake Church well into Wolfboro past the Libby Museum. Both of these projects were done quietly and behind the scenes, and I'll tell you that the state appreciates the non-adversarial approach that Tuftonboro takes. 3, we continue to work on improving the Tuftonboro Four Corners on Route 171. This is a very dangerous intersection. As you enter Ledge Hill Road, coming from the school, it is impossible to see oncoming traffic that's coming down the hill westbound. In October, 2 town residents, each driving in opposite directions on Route 171, were almost killed when a loaded tractor-trailer truck of wood chips came up Ledge Hill Road and failed to stop. The driver said he was traveling between 30 and 35 miles an hour. Unfortunately, the state is money challenged, and it has to go on the fact that there have been no deaths at this intersection. Mark is again quietly examining our options, and his contacts have been helpful. The other location is the Route 109, 109A intersection. Anyone you talk to agrees that this is just an accident waiting to happen. Lakes Region Planning has kept both of these intersections on the 10-year plan. Mark and Lakes Region Planning have been investigating some possible ways of improving these 2 areas. With your permission, I'll continue to have Mark work on it. This is Lakes Region, this is a Recreation Commission lifeguard and swim instructor. I had a conversation in Wolfboro with Town Manager Owen about the ongoing problems that many of our communities are having hiring lifeguards and swimming instructors. We discussed the possibility of the town of Tuftonboro and Wolfboro combining resources. No pun intended, but we already pool our resources in the other areas of recreation. He referred me to Christine Collins, Director of the Department of Parks and Recreation, Wolfboro. I had a meeting with her. She is more than willing to investigate working together with Tuftonboro. I'd like to be able to send a copy of this memo to Gina Lassard.
So your expectation would be to increase the donation we're giving to the poor town of Wolfboro?
These are my thoughts initially, and they're only mine.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than the money that we go and hire the person, we use that money to help Wolfboro get a qualified person to supply lifeguards and swimming instructors. But it would be up to Gina and Christine to come up with a suggestion and come back to us. I don't see adding any more money to the budget. Okay on that?
Good.
Thank you.
Tomorrow at 10 o'clock, I'll be traveling with your permission, traveling to Conway to meet with Ann Getchell from USDA. There are community facility programs with grants. It's a little bit too soon to do anything. I mean, there's not enough time to do grants for November and December, but I'm talking about getting something for next year. And there were 4 or 5 different things that in other towns that they've gotten money for. I'll investigate and I'll get back to you. That's it for me.
I will mention that CIP is meeting this Wednesday. We're kind of working toward the close of the CIP process, and committee is in the process of starting to put the report together. looking toward, I think, early December as a timeframe to make a presentation to the Budget Committee and this board. There was correspondence from the state on grants for safe roads. And don't know if we have anything that would fall into that, out of some of the issues that you were talking about with respect to intersections. I mean, this is a
Yes.
program that provides grant money to improve road safety in towns. And there are criteria that they look at. I don't have the,
Yeah, Mike Izzard and Jeff Hayes from Lakes Region Planning mentioned that,
Right.
and we talked about it. They're investigating it. Parenthetically, along the same lines, if you look at Middleton Road, that it was it was actually a state road, but the state paid 2/3 and Wolfboro paid 1/3. Well, the legislature, in their wisdom, they got the last grant 2 years ago. And the Lakes Region Planning and its other contemporary planning agencies are trying to get the legislature to refund that program. It certainly makes sense when different towns are willing to come up and pay 1/3 of the bill.
right,
It's cost effective for the way to the state to save money. But to answer your question, yes, that is being looked into.
okay.
Anything else?
In the interest of keeping the budget as flat as possible, we've got a $618,000 worth of warrant articles last year. Do we have some idea of what this year's going for? Well, we got $200,000 worth of paving, so $280,000.
Right.
Or whatever number we come up
Yes.
with, so we get another
There's paving.
$350,000.
There's also the contingency fund that has to be voted on every year.
Yeah.
That's traditionally been $5,000. The pet gorilla in the room is the library. When are we gonna find out about that?
Yeah, that was my next question, is has the library made mention of when they're gonna come forward? And I've looked at the CIP, but I haven't seen any big equipment purchases for 2018. Am I missing something?
Let me, I'm going from memory, we're looking at a replacement vehicle for the code officer,
Right,
okay?
yeah.
We're
I
looking.
mean, fire engine.
Oh, yeah,
police.
yeah, no fire apparatus in 2018.
I thought engine 2 was being replaced.
Well,
In 18,
I don't, quite honestly, I don't recall. Been away from it for a couple of weeks, and I,
Road improvements,
yeah.
Union Wharf reconstruction project,
so.
Those are not 18.
Lake Road culvert and design.
It's not 18. So, there may be a, yes, I think there is a fire apparatus.
Yes.
In 2018.
Road reconstruction. Union Wharf reconstruction, no. Lake Road. Paving highway, garage area, parking area.
30 grand, yeah.
31,000, I don't, 2018. New equipment, 2023, highway six-wheeler. Heating system,
2019.
2020.
That's
235 road improvements, that's to be discussed. Spectrum cable is off the board because it's under 10. Compactor replacements,
That's
2019
out years, yeah.
to 23. Storage facility, that's out there. Town office maintenance, 4,200 per unit.
Yeah, replacement mini splits,
That's,
yeah,
it-
12 grand,
2018,
yeah.
okay. Front entrance replacement, 2018 for 22,000. Weight scales is out there in the future. Library expansion, 2018. Estimated total cost, 1.882,000. Our goal is to come as close to 1.7 as possible. That's 2018. 2020. Equipment replacement for a fire department? Nope. 2018, estimated total cost, 580,000, engine 2, fire department.
Ouch. So we need to have a discussion with the fire chief. I mean, we gotta balance out library. If they come in, you know, this another year with engine 2 gonna put them by the
Exactly.
problem.
2025, 800,000 for a fire truck.
I think those are all on orders.
23, 25, we can keep going, 21, 21, portable radios, 22, breathing apparatus, and that's capital reserve. Emergency radio coverage scheduled for 2019. I think they got a grant for that. 3,500, doesn't say when. New vehicle. Is that?
That's, right, that's Kodof's truck, we already talked about that.
2018,
Right.
yes. Okay, that's what I have, that I've got for copies. I might have missed something, but.
Yep.
Anything else? Can we go to other business?
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you folks read the closing policy, just as a review?
Yep.
It didn't, I asked that this be put just for you to review. Anything you'd like to say, Karen, that we need for adjustments? I have one, but you and I have talked about it.
Yep, that's all. I mean, yep.
And the thing that I mentioned to her is that Channel 9 keeps calling us Tuftonboro, which is appropriate, but they also call the Tuftonboro Central School Tuftonboro. And last year we had several instances where people who have to travel from out of town read that Tuftonboro was closed, and no, it wasn't, it was the school. Is there any way that you can look?
Isn't that the Governor Wentworth School District?
That's right.
Don't they announce that as a SAU?
That's right, and the school district I spoke to, and Channel 9 forgot about it or whatever. Do you feel confident that you could follow up on that, Karen?
Yep.
Now, the next thing is, in past years, we talked about notifying people, and there's couple different ways of doing it. First of all, there's the internet, right? And there's the radio, TV. What about having a recording on a phone that people can call in and get the information? Remember we talked about
I
that?
do that on our main line.
Okay.
Yeah, I can change the.
The
reading.
other thing is the school district and the fire department have had great success with what they call the alert system. where a message is put in and then it dials whatever number people want. Is that alert system something we want someone from the fire department to educate us about what it costs? It's just a thought.
I guess my first thought with respect to that is when you have huge numbers of calls to make, that's a terrific way to go. How many people are we talking about when we're talking about the town office being closed? Handful, right? Transfer station being closed, handful. So I'm wondering if an automated system like that might be overkill for what we're
Yep.
attempting to do, which is to notify employees that,
Well, you know, the suggestion that was made to me is exactly that. The person also said, you know, it can be used for other things too. Meetings are canceled and, or, you know, things like that. I said I would bring it up.
Well, I guess the only change I'd make to the policy is the authority. I mean, I'm not really in favor of giving the department heads the authority. I mean, we should have the chairman of the select board make the call, and if that person isn't available, then the vice chairman, and if that person isn't available, then the last guy standing. But, yeah, one of the three of us is always around, and,
Yes.
and inability to contact selectmen, I think, has the element of abusability. Oh, I couldn't get a hold of Lloyd, so I just closed up shop. I'd rather have, because at the end of the day, the citizen that wants to come to the town office or go to the transfer station isn't gonna
they're gonna come to us.
complain to anybody
Sure.
but us.
Correct.
Oh.
So we need to, you know, not be unreasonable about staying open in bad weather, but we need to take responsibility for it, I think.
Right.
I mean, you could have the police chief or some other
Sure.
Yep.
person do it, but I think ultimately.
In fairness, during the electrical outlet, she called me about something, and I'm at home,
Yeah.
but neither phone.
And we didn't close that day, just,
Right.
that was just
Right.
me not coming in. I just
Yes.
wanted, I wouldn't make that decision on my
Right.
own to close the office.
Right.
Any suggestions that you folks have? You know, you're the employees that are affected
Well,
by
I
it.
recall in the past, questions relative to closure going to the board chairman and the chairman calling the other selectmen on the phone saying, hey, this is what I'm recommending that we do, and, you know, and if they can't get a hold of you, that's one thing, but, you know, make the attempt to do it. But I do think you're right, that this board should retain that authority. And if there's a question of a department head about closing, then they need to contact the board, contact the chairman.
I don't have a problem revisiting a closure
Right,
as opposed to you trying to get consensus
yeah,
during a storm. I mean, if the chair decides it's closed day and we come in a week later to a meeting and we disagree with that decision, we can have a conversation about it.
right,
Absolutely.
right.
And then yeah, so it eliminate all.
What I'll do is I'll get together with you, so each of us have a list of numbers, cell phone numbers, all of that, so.
But we'll edit this as well, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And,
and then try to figure out the school thing.
You solved a couple of other big ones for us, you can solve that one,
I
I'm
would
sure.
hope so. Friday's a holiday, by the way, so.
This Friday?
Yeah,
Yes.
luckily Diane thought of that.
Oh,
So I don't know if you just wanna put Jim on Monday.
Yeah, we have to, yeah.
Okay.
I anticipate Jim to be here more than half an hour, just the,
Oh, yeah.
just the questions
Yeah.
I have.
Okay.
Yes.
Chair, I just wanted to, because this is being videotaped, I just wanted to bring to your attention that the tax rate is preliminary, it's not official yet. I just wanted to put it out there.
Sure.
Yeah, it's only official when DRA
Correct.
approves it, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Diane.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your work.
Oh, you're welcome.
Is there any other paperwork to do other than the non-public?
No.
Anything else from the public? Joe, you're left standing.
I have nothing, nothing at all.
Okay. The chair will entertain a motion to go into non-public session for RSA 91A3L for consideration of legal advice.
So move.
I'll second.
Wood, yes?
Marcusson, yes?
I'll be yes.
Okay.